One of the things that happens in business is people have an assumption that I'm going to open business and I'm going to be wealthy tomorrow. And that's just not how it works.
So I'm really excited to be able to introduce and put a spotlight on Northbridge Homes. I've always been impressed with Dale's depth and breadth of knowledge in terms of the hows and whys that he builds the way that he builds. There's not another builder that I know that builds to the level that you do. Many builders would much prefer to build semi-custom homes. Very few will actually do a full-on custom whatever you want. Why would you make that decision to be truly a custom builder?
What was really important to us was having a relationship with our customers and building something really high quality for them. So we stayed a smaller custom home builder. Most of what my focus is on the details, organizing all the finishes. But beyond that, it's also the relationship with them through the process so that they really feel connected the whole way through, so that every question they have is answered, so that they know that we're really there for them.
We had an opportunity to go into a big development and mass produce. You know, it looked like a great idea when you look at the financial side of it. In order to compete in that market, you literally have to be the builder who is trying to cut every dime off of everything you can in order to compete. For me, I have an issue of looking at my customer in the face and telling you that I'm building you a great product when I know in my mind I'm not. I'm cutting everything I can out. And it's just not who I want to be as a business owner.
That's such a fascinating decision that you guys made. Most builders would actually prefer to be a couple of steps removed from the actual interactions with the client. You guys have made a conscious decision to maintain the quality of your brand, not only in the quality of the product, but also in the experiential process that the consumer goes through when building their dream home. And I think it's fascinating. The reason I think it's fascinating is that's a long-term commitment or relationship with the consumer. How do you excel at creating and maintaining that kind of long-term relationship through what is a very technical and complicated process that often has challenges and roadblocks?
So one thing that I do is I actually have a list of all of our customers and my last check in with them. So my last touch with the customer, I record so that I can always look back and say, this week I haven't touched base with this customer, and I reach out. And I just make sure that they know that they're ever present for me. I also have a lot of systems that I use to try to guide them through those steps so that they're getting the information they need, because we're very focused on educating our customer, but also so that they have the time to think through the decisions. A lot of builders will say they're custom, but maybe they have 10 options for you to choose from. Our options are limitless.
I would imagine that being proactive like that really de-escalates their stress and their concerns about what's coming next. Are we on track? Is everything okay?
And the other thing it does is when there are hiccups and there are bumps in the road, because it will happen, they have so much grace and understanding because they've never felt like the customer that signed on the dotted line and then got forgotten.
As a business owner, you have to focus on developing a relationship, and furthermore, a relationship of trust with the consumer. And it sounds like you guys are really, really proactive about that.
We try.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So several years ago, I made an offhanded comment to you about, gosh, you know what you gotta do? You've gotta get Dale on film actually talking about the hows and the whys of what he does. I'd love to know how that has actually impacted your business and what you've seen as a result of doing that kind of videos.
So it's funny because when you brought that to me, we had already been talking about doing a video library for 2 years and we hadn't pulled the trigger. And one of the things that started happening after the first couple of years was we'd sit down with somebody that says, I'm looking at building a home, I'd like to talk to you guys. The first thing out of their mouths was,
I've watched all your videos.
Every single time. And it's funny because they will say things like, now I know that you do this way, but here's my question. And so they're coming in with a base of knowledge about why we do things the way we do already. And that helps immensely because when we're now going through the process, they've got, at least a start in the years of experience that he's got.
So you guys do a really great job in the process of really shoulder to shoulder partnering with them and laying out the pros and cons and giving them the benefit of Dale's experience. But the videos give the consumer the opportunity to literally sit at their desk and watch the videos and get some of the answers that they're looking for prior to even reaching out to you.
One of the cool things we're doing now is we've taken that and turned it into a whole new series of videos that we're not producing, thank goodness, because they're so far beyond what we were able to produce in-house. They're just incredible.
The episodes that you're putting out that are documenting a home build, no kidding, look like episodes of a show like Deadliest Catch. It's inspiring to listen to the trades and your subcontractors talk with such admiration about what you've built and the processes and what the expectations are. I think it's fantastic that you're putting the spotlight on some of your trades and materials supplier. You can see the pride that they have in working together with someone who's steering them in the direction of creating a phenomenal product and a phenomenal experience. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs, business owners who are looking to take their business to the next level?
Education is big. Our whole focus on educating our customer comes from knowing that the more wide span of information they have, the better decision they can make. So in life, it's the same, right? In business, it's the same. We're continually looking for how do we gain more tools to develop as business people, develop our marriage, our partnership, etc., everything across kind of the wide gamut of life. How do we seek out those tools? And there's infinite resources out there to go find those things, but it's easy to get really busy and too busy to continue pushing yourself to grow.
One of the things that happens in business is people have an assumption that I'm going to open business and I'm going to be wealthy tomorrow. And that's just not how it works. In that, one piece of advice that I would have is that choose something that you love, that you can be passionate about. But if you make it about money and finances, you'll get burnt out on it. It's about enjoying what you do for your living.
I'm really proud of being able to showcase even more of who you guys are and what your values are and what your commitments are and the experience that you deliver for your clients. Tell us a little bit, how does a consumer who's wanting to build a custom home, how do they reach out to you? How do they find you?
First of all, thank you so much for having us. This has been really fun and just, we love our relationship with you guys so much. So getting to explore that stuff and share it together is rewarding all the time, but it's fun to just be able to sit down and talk a little bit about it. We are on Facebook. We do a lot of Facebook videos, YouTube, so you can find us under Northridge Homes. And then our website is homesbynorthridge.com, and there's an entire video library. Everything we've ever done is on there, so you can go all the way back to the beginning videos and see how terrible the first ones are, and then go watch all the really cool ones that we're doing now.
So this has been such a thrilling opportunity to get to talk to you guys and get to showcase some of the things that we adore about you. And I just so appreciate being able to be involved in you guys' life and be able to see what you guys do with your business. I'm really grateful that you guys sat down and gave us the opportunity to talk more about that.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.